जानो बायोलॉजी दिल से. So next comes to the reproduction. So students, your favorite topic reproduction, correct? सही कि नहीं? बचपन से याद आता है कब चैप्टर में रिप्रोडक्शन आएगा, हम लोग मजा से पढ़ेंगे, सही कि नहीं? So it starts with reproduction. So the reproduction is biological process through which one organism produce its own types or kind. Got it? Now reproduction. So here if you look into the reproduction, so the reproduction you already know, it's also two types. One is the asexual reproduction, another one is the sexual reproduction. Now if we look into the asexual reproduction, so in the asexual reproductions it is uniparental. It is uniparental. Why? Uni means one, so that means here only one single parent is required, but where the sexual reproduction is biparental. Got it? So here asexual reproduction is uniparental and the sexual reproduction is the biparental. Second point. So in the asexual reproductions, generally gametes not produced. Generally gametes are not produced, and here gametes are produced. So the gametes are the unit of the sexual reproduction, and as it is biparental, so from the male and the female there will be releasing of the male gametes. There is a releasing of the male gametes. From there is a releasing of the female gamete, and this male gametes and female gametes will fuse. You know already these things, and by the process of that a new individual will form. That's called as zygote. But over here, as the gamete is not found or formed, so that's why a parent it's divided and formed daughter cells. Okay, parents will split up and they will form daughter cells. Now question is that the reproduction is a defining features of living organism or not? What do you think? The reproduction present in all living organism, or also it is present in non-living organisms also? No. So let's see. So defining features. So the reproduction is defining features of living organism or not? Here I would like to say there are the few living organisms are there, like you already know, like our mule, worker, honeybees. Okay, mule, worker, honeybees. And in our human also, in human being, few humans are also sterile. That means हम लोग के अंदर में भी, ह्यूमन में भी कुछ कुछ ह्यूमन होता है जो स्टेराइल होता है, इट मीन्स उसके पास रिप्रोडक्टिव कैपेसिटी नहीं होता है, बट यू थिंक बट दे आर लिविंग. So mule is also living, worker honeybee is also living, and human are also living. But few humans, they are sterile, they can't reproduce. Here the worker honeybees, they are living, they can't reproduce. The mule, they are also living, they can't reproduce. Now you can tell me, so this reproduction, is the defining features? No, because here the reproduction present in all living organisms exception these cases. So that means the living organism is not a defining features. And in non-living organisms, the reproduction process is completely absent. That means here reproduction is also not a defining characters of the living organism. Okay, clear? So let's move to the another on and the last points of the living characters or living beings. So that is consciousness. So what is the consciousness? This is the also most important point. So the consciousness, if we look into that one, so this consciousness, it means the able to sense the environment, Yes, we can able to sense our environments, and according to that sensations we can respond. So that means the consciousness means its ability to sense environment and respond to it. Clear? So this sense here, it is called as stimuli. So the stimuli, it can be external and the stimuli, it can be internal. Okay, so that means if we look into the all living organisms, they have this character. What is the character? That the character is the consciousness. They can sense the environments, because the all living organisms, they have some sensory organ like our nose, eyes, ears. So they all have the sensory organs. So, but apart from that, the humans, they are little bit extraordinary. Why? Because they are also they have some sincerity. They have the ability to sense the environment, definitely, but as well as they have also sense for self. So that the features is more complex in human being. Correct? Okay. Now can you tell me, this consciousness is the defining features of the living organism or not? Yes, the consciousness is the defining features of the living organism. Why? Because the consciousness present in all living organism and it is completely absent in all non-living organism. So in non-living organism, the consciousness is absent, and in the living organisms, the consciousness is present. So let's summarize these things. What are the most accurate defining features of the living being or living organism? So, living and non-living. So writing, I am using short form cellular structure. Cellular structure, it is present in living or non-living? Yes, you are right. It is present in all living organism. It is absent in all non-living organism. Next point is metabolism. So the metabolism is exclusively found in all living organisms, and it is also absent in non-living organisms. Next is the consciousness. So the consciousness is present in all living organisms. It is exclusively absent in all non-living organisms. Next is the growth. So the growth we already discussed. The living organisms, they can also grow, and the non-living organisms also can grow. Last is the reproduction. So we already discussed, few living beings are also there. They are sterile, but even though they are sterile, they are living organisms. So that's why here it's also present, but with some exception. With some exception. What are those exceptions? The exceptions we already discussed. It's mule, worker, honeybee. Okay, worker, honeybees, and few humans are also there. They are sterile, and this reproduction is completely absent in all non-living organism. That cellular structure, metabolism, and the consciousness. It presents only in the living organism, and it is completely absent in the non-living organisms. So that's why it's the defining features of the living organism, and the growth and the reproductions are the non-defining features of the living organisms, because over here some exceptions are also present. Okay. Now students, for you there is one important question. Out of these 5 points, which one is the most important and the complex point? So most complex point is this consciousness, because this consciousness in case of the human being, it is little bit extraordinary compared to the other animals. Okay, clear? Okay.